What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what your favorite weapon in the game is right now. We've had so many changes to the loot pool over the past few days. And so, yeah, I think a lot of people's favorite item or weapon has definitely been changing. I expect the most common answer to be the Hollow Twister AR or the Wrecker Revolver. Those are probably the two best weapons in the game right now, but I know there's a lot of people that prefer the MK7 as well. I'm going to be going the Hive this game because the Mythic Revolver is definitely the best Mythic in the game right now. The OXR rifle is still good, and I think it's kind of underrated now. People are just like full ignoring it because the red dot ARs exist, but whenever there are red dot ARs in the loot pool, the third person options just immediately become way less appealing. And I think as far as the mythics go now, I think the revolver is already far and away the best. Or the revolver is far and away the best, and it already was probably the most sought after one. But now that like gap is just even more significant because the OXR isn't as appealing. Alright, can you eliminate me, please, sir? Hey. Am I invisible to this guy? Like, I walked past him earlier. You got this. Alright, we're going to be on board with Sackboy. The Hive is a very strange POI because it plays out very slow at times. And that's, like, true with every boss POI ever. But I feel like this one in particular is, of the bug POIs I've experienced this season, this one is the most ratty in terms of just, like, people hiding who knows where. Being on the pillars. And so when you come here, you have to always kind of be aware of your surroundings and not, you know, focus too much on things like that. The amount of time that player existed in this building just kind of doing nothing was way too high, and then Dark Nexus was able to take advantage of that. You see, though, it's just immediately terrible situation for everybody who fights here. And so one of the preferred kind of ideas is to land somewhere else and then rotate in. This OXR shop here is a decent spot. This little area over here is honestly good enough. And there's a launch pad here. The gas station, maybe. So if you are struggling to deal with the Hive, I think it's a POI that definitely, like, coming in late can really help you. And if you have any launch pads or anything, you can end up on those pillars around the area and have an easy way to shoot down. With a red dot AR, you're going to deal a lot of damage. I think there was an enemy chilling next to an OXR pod. But the boss is dead. I don't know what this person is doing. So all the while I was talking about the map, somebody else eliminated the queen and just got the Mythic Revolver for free. So I think that was a huge mistake for the person we're spectating. Maybe they just didn't want the Mythic Revolver and they prefer the sweeper. But odds are if they're landing here, they probably care to have the revolver, you know? So just being way too fixated on the bugs, I think, was a mistake for them. Recently, Fortnite did remove all the traditional hired NPCs. But the Power Ranger that you see can actually be a hired NPC now. The Yellow Ranger. With the community quests, we have to do things on the map. And then more and more of the Power Rangers will become hired NPCs on the map. This is just third-party central. The lady we were spectating previously, I feel like the way they played those fights was just terrible. This guy, I feel like, just got unfortunate timing. He got the kill cleanly on the final player there, but it's just not going to go anywhere. This was the one who got the Mythic Revolver. I think the lady who we were spectating for a while, the fact that she just let the Mythic Revolver get taken for free was a huge problem. This guy's continuing to use OXR. That's interesting. Like I said, I think it is kind of low-key underrated at this point in time. Especially if you have the boon, the agile aiming boon. The accuracy of the OXR is incredible. Like, I felt like I could full spray it most of the time. He's gonna heal the car here. I'm gonna be surprised if he just takes the other one and then leaves this one here. And then it'll just keep healing. Did you just hear somebody inside? He did. That's a free kill. An AI. He is still double pumping too. And double pump, it's not like it went away. I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't do it anymore. I just kind of prefer to have double mobility at this point in time. But like double pump is also a very viable loadout. And this player is going to have a huge advantage in every single close range fight they go into. Because not everybody is double pumping anymore. But it's just preference. Same with the bug launcher. The bug launcher is also very good. The Form Strike rocket launcher is very good. There's a lot of different viable setups in the game now. This should be an easy third party. He hit that Robin for 70, and I expect that Robin to have won the fight. But he's still just going to be able to keep pressuring this. And this is one of the reasons why the revolver is still an incredible weapon. Is like the fact that you can just pressure so easily with it while continuing to chase people means whenever you get an advantage in a fight, you can just keep that going. And see, easy kill with double pump. But that's what I was saying. Like, the close range advantage this player has on everybody else in the lobby is massive. Shout out to Ninja. Instead, they go shockwaves instead of the shockwave hammer. I think shockwaves are... I've talked about this before, but I think shockwaves are better mobility. But the fact that it's a consumable versus the hammer is, like, why a lot of people prefer the hammer. You can just use it over and over and over again. I think the kind of mindset here is that, like... shockwaves are better, and he has enough shockwaves for like to use them effectively, and by the time he runs out of shockwaves, he'll probably be able to get a hammer off somebody he eliminated. Like if he gets low on shockwaves, there's probably going to be a hammer on somebody he got the kill on. And you saw like the homeless Jonesy he eliminated, and then that Robin as well. The chasing advantage you have on a hammer player if you have shockwaves is huge, and that's why I like kind of having the hammer and shockwaves, so I get kind of best of both worlds. But this player chose to go for double pump to have more like close range lethality. And that's why I was saying there's like, you know, several different loadouts or options that are good in the meta right now. And I think that's like the sign of a healthy meta in a game is when there isn't just one clear-cut choice. When lots of different things are good and viable. And it depends on the player and the playstyle. He is also using the bug launcher, I believe, still. Or maybe he dropped it for heals. But using the bug launcher is like comboing that with shockwaves is going to work out better for you. Okay, yeah, no, he does have heals now. This would be a situation where having the bloom weapon is a bit rough compared to the red dot gun. If you're like mid-range just trading shots behind cars or cover or anything like that, that's where the red dot guns really excel. And his aim was honestly amazing there. But that other player still was able to like deal a lot of damage. The thing is though, the player we're spectating healed, whereas this one didn't. Maybe they did. Yeah, okay. And that's why like the fight was always getting better for this Kai Cenat. Because I feel like they traded like a somewhat equal amount of damage. The person we're spectating popped a slurp. The other guy didn't pop anything because they were just worried about pressuring. And then eventually the fight goes to player we're spectating's way. But that, I feel like that was a decent fight. But it was more so about the AR difference than anything else, I think. And if you are going to continue to use the OXR, I feel like avoiding those situations is huge. I think if the previous kill, if he had just hit slightly better shots on the player we're spectating, then that could have gone, I think, their way. Like, that was a decent fight. I don't know what happened to the person that was around here. I'm also interested to see... I wasn't paying attention to the inventory because I was, like, trying to explain what happened. I think he may have picked up a hammer. Okay, no, he didn't. He got more shocks. Okay. I was going to say, I think he might be low on shocks after that fight, but he got more, so it's shown. But I think that is, like, a very valid choice if you do prefer shockwaves, or if you only want to run single mobility and you have a lot of shocks. I think you can definitely get by with them because most people have the hammer. As long as you get kills. If you have to use all your mobility for just nothing, then that's going to be unfortunate. But as long as you're able to get kills, then the hammer will kind of always be an option to you. An AI. He still has a green pump. This lobby's rough. No good pumps. There's still 14 opponents remaining. And it's not like this is the smallest zone of all time, but relatively small. I feel like at the start of the season, we had 14 people remaining after first zone because everybody was going for the medallions. This is going to be an easy third party. I don't even know if these people are real, but it sounds like they're trading shotgun shots. And anytime you're able to third party a fight where people are trading shotgun shots, that's great for you. But like if you're third partying a fight where people are trading shotgun shots and you have double pump, like that is going to be the easiest cleanup of all time. Perfect. That's actually perfect. This kill gets stolen there. This should be a free kill. The movement in that fight was actually exceptional. Oh no, he choked one of his shots. The Onyx choked her shots too. Okay. The person who just died there, if they didn't choke, I think that maybe could have been a kill. But the movement behind that rock was actually excellent. So he wide jumps out to break the enemy's camera while hitting them with shots from the double pump. And not only did he have good movement to try to break the enemy's camera and hit decent shots in that time, but he also got to his car, so he was able to immediately get in the car by the time the enemy reacted to him. Because a lot of times with movement, you get like small windows of time of an advantage for yourself. And those small moments maybe is all it takes to get the kill. But the fact that he didn't get the kill but immediately got in the car was so perfect. You can run those barrels over. There's a rollie. GG's double pump too good. He's gonna get the barrels. When you're spectating, you don't have visual audio, so I didn't know that rollie was there. Like, that makes sense. Now there's 8 opponents remaining. Gun pulled kind of far. Not sure if the guns are loaded or not, but maybe doesn't matter. Not gonna say anything about the driving. It's a struggle sometimes. I'd be doing the same thing. Like, the Fortnite driving is the most petty thing of all time. Like, the cars want to flip so bad. This is an area where there's always bots at, I feel like, this field. And killing the bots is fine, but the biggest problem about killing bots is just, like, potentially getting third-partied off of it. With red dot ARs in the game, like, you can die so quick to a third party. It's getting timing on you. It's more slurps. There's an enemy by the buildings over there, but I'm like decently sure it was a drone. Might all be drones remaining with how Fortnite end games go. The fight outside the bunker, maybe decide to game this now. It's a new car. Someone just died to Storm with a crown. No one eliminated them. They just died to Storm. Oh, dude, if he gets Havoc Pump here or Pulse, I'm interested. I was gonna say I'm interested to see if people take Pulse with the red dot ARs in the game. I think the Pulse is very good, but people do really prefer the red dot ARs. GG's, men. There's 4 people left. Earlier, it was like there's 14 people up, which is a decent amount for the zone, and then now it's 4 enemies for a giant zone. That's the way Fortnite goes. A lot of times in this game, like the fights that kind of decide the outcome of the game are not the final 1v1. It's like a fight in the mid game where way too many people were in an area, and then like the winner of that just wins the game. Like, I feel like this match, the fights outside this bunker probably decided the outcome of the game. But we'll see if there's anybody decent left. Nice, 60 damage. Not the most, but oh no, that's very good. Getting third party though, you probably just want to shock away immediately. He's gonna heal. Actually doesn't even need to heal. Third party didn't push. They're like in these buildings at Utopia. I thought he was getting hammered on. I know they are here. But I thought this person was about to be like on them. That's why I was saying if you just had a fight and someone's pushing you with mobility, just getting away and healing is perfect. Or like what you want to do most of the time. But it turns out he didn't take very much damage in that previous fight, so it didn't matter. I thought the rocket was going to hit him. If the rocket hit him there, he could have just maybe got trolled. Even if he doesn't die to that player, like the third party ready in the waiting as soon as you get rocketed. It's such a struggle, man. Now there's 2 people left. And these crowns on the ground there would be a dead giveaway to anybody real in the lobby. Especially like people who want the crowns. Like sometimes you can bait them. Or just being aware they're there because they show on the map and your compass as well. If you just fought people and you know there's crowns on the ground, and then you later see it got picked up, then you know exactly where that person is. They do timeout over time as well though, obviously, so you kind of need to pay attention to whether it got picked up or expired. But the kill feed says whenever anyone picks up a crown. There's an enemy hammering, I think, like up in front of him and to the left. It sounded like kind of somewhere in this area, but like I don't even know what they would be doing there. Like they're like in the water trying to hammer away. Either way, I think that person is certainly real. I don't think the AI used the shockwave hammer. I did eliminate an AI that had one in its inventory, but I don't think it had used it. Just running the bushes over here trying to find these last few people. But it can be scary to do that with the Swarm Strike in the game. Shot it. I think this is an AI though. I think this is the one I saw by those houses earlier. Yep, it is. It was like a silverish blue skin. Now it's a 1v1. But as I said, we had heard that shockwave hammer earlier, so I think this final person is going to be real. I don't like their odds in this fight though. The person we're spectating has slurps in their inventory. And going into the final 1v1 having slurps like this is so OP because you can pop it before the fight happens and just have that little bit of extra insurance because you'll be ticking up health over the course of the fight. And I think he has 2. So like, yeah, wasting one as soon as the fight starts. Okay, I wouldn't want to use it now. But if it was a fight that kind of started more like slower, pre-popping that slurp is huge. This guy's going to try to ghost him into the storm, but he's going to get out as well. Maybe he doesn't. He's going to pre-pop the slurp. I don't know if the fight's actually going to happen right this second, though. But that is a very valid strategy, especially if you have 2. If I only had 1, I don't know if I'd want to pre-pop it like that, unless I was for certain the fight was happening. But he's going to try to car fight this player with double pump, and they're not going to be able to play the game. And he's also just regenerating health all the while. Oh, no. It got kind of sketchy there for a second, messing with him. But that's just like how busted the revolver is. Like the person who got second there has no business winning that, and they kind of almost did. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.